first story here, then I'll get back to your comments here. The first story, again, we're going to go Cameron De Silva here on the Rams wire here. And I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but Los Angeles Rams got in a light day of work on Wednesday to kick off Week 10 before they face the Arizona Cardinals this weekend. Only holding a jog through at Cal Lutheran, they still released an injury report, and there were a handful of players listed as non-participants. Okay, this is where the bad news is here, folks. Headlining is our quarterback, Matthew Stafford, who was placed in concussion protocol yesterday and is uncertain to play on Sunday against the Cardinals. And guys, when you listen to McVay's press conference from it, it was definitely McVay is so media savvy. He definitely didn't give hope that he was going to play, but he didn't give hope that he wasn't going to play. So obviously the hope is he's your starting quarterback and then he's going to play. But I was definitely I feel like I've watched a lot of McVay press conferences, and he seemed to be really committed to being even keel and not, providing, hope either way or discouragement. And he was very, very, people focused, which is one of the things I appreciate about Sean McVay and what makes him a great coach. But definitely a concern. But so, yeah, Stafford missing, but also missing the jog through were center Brian Allen and left tackle Alaric Jackson. But Sean McVay expects both of them to be able to play this weekend. So that's good news. Greg Gaines is dealing with an elbow injury, and Travon Howard has a hip injury. Robert Rochelle was out sick, and Malcolm Brown is dealing with a hamstring injury. And if we look here, guys, we are going to be checking this chart all week. As you can see, there's a number of players here that we just went through, and so hopefully they can practice tomorrow or on Friday, because it's really hard to play in the game when you don't practice. Some players can do it, but ideally they can practice before going to the game. But Stafford is definitely, obviously, being our quarterback, the name we're going to be watching really closely for. We will just briefly mention the Arizona Cardinals have a laundry list of injuries themselves. They have about 15 players on here, and they also have Kyler Murray, their quarterback, with a hamstring. So this game might be a battle of the backups quarterbacks. So definitely concerning. My initial thoughts are, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. So please let me know, what is your reaction to this? So I was at home. I was actually in my studio. I was preparing for tonight's show and listening to, I was like, oh, the Rams press conference is coming on. Great. And then when I heard McVay talk about it, I was so caught off guard. And it dawned on me that, like, during the game, Stafford did seem off, like late in the game, did seem off. And you're wondering, did it happen? And it sucks that it really didn't, the symptoms didn't reveal what was happening until after the game and kind of a midweek check-in by the sounds of it. I don't consider myself a concussion expert or medical professional. My only thing is I've done basic training for if you have someone, a friend or someone you work with that has a concussion, kind of what you're supposed to do. But I by no means am I an expert. So I'm hoping Matt Stafford's okay. I really think that, we have to remember the human part of it. He's got, number of injuries in his career. He's got a family, and concussions, as Grandizer pointed out on my vlog earlier today, concussions are so broad. They're so different. They can be, have several different degrees of severity. And that's something that we're going to have to wait to get more information on. And as much as we want to know now, and I'm sure if you're like me, you're like checking your phone, you're refreshing and seeing if there's any update into it. But that's kind of where we're at right now. We're just wait and see and hope and pray that Stafford does okay, not just for our football team, but for him as a human being as well. Anyway, let me know in the comments your thoughts, and let's get back to them.